So this is an idea that's been in my head for a while, but I thought, what if Alistor had an identical twin brother? This is an idea that I got after I watched the movie The Accountant. Like, neither of the characters are twins. It's just one was a psychopathic assassin, while the other is an autistic accountant with military training. Now, and then I thought, like, what if Alistor, who's a psychopathic cannibal serial killer, had an identical autistic twin brother who's an accountant and a war veteran? And this identical twin brother of his is actually even more dangerous than Alistor because, unlike Alistor, he's a trained killer. So the idea here is that I know that, from what I know of Alistor, though, the guy is a psychopath and is a mama's boy from what I heard. So I'd imagine that if he did have an identical twin brother, he would hate him and actively try to unalive him throughout their entire childhood. Until his twin brother, who I'm calling Albert, creates a magic spell that bound their fates together, which was an idea that I got from Arcadia, where Strickler put a spell on himself and this other woman so he can blackmail his enemy to keep him from killing him. And then he does exactly the same thing. He puts a curse on himself and his brother. Now, whatever happens to the other brother will end up happening to the other one. If one gets hurt, the damage will be reflected upon the other. Meaning that if Alistor succeeds in unaliving his own brother, he will end up killing himself in the process, thus protecting himself from his brother. At least that was until Alistor wound up getting shot in the head. Now, here's the interesting thing here, though. Albert is the exact opposite of Alistor in every single way. Not just the fact that he's trained to kill people, but the fact that he's actually a vegan and a good guy. He doesn't even join the army for killing. He just joined up as a code breaker. He didn't resort to actually killing anybody until the base he was in was actually attacked by the enemy and was forced to fight back, showing that he is not just an excellent code breaker, but also an exceptional sniper. Like, he lays out a bunch of traps, one-shots every single enemy that he comes across, jumps from one place to another, and is just like a total badass at it, which surprised even himself, which is why he resigned, because he didn't really like what he had to resort to doing. After that, he becomes an accountant, and, like, kind of where that kind of ends up until Alistor gets killed while he was working. And here's the big issue with that spell, though. Not only did it result in both of them getting killed, but because Alistor died first, he ended up dragged into hell with him. So that's basically it, though. He has to help Alistor with a bunch of his stuff, not for, like, hunger for power or greed or something like that. He's doing what he feels is necessary for the sake of his own survival, never for any real malicious intent. However, because of the curse he put on himself and his brother, the more powerful his brother gets, the more powerful he gets, meaning he gets his own powers. Now, they're different from what Alistor has, and his abilities are unique to his own. And so my idea is this. His brother was nicknamed Die Spinne, which is German for the spider, and it's about how he did his whole sniping techniques. He always took a shot, ran away, like he leaves traps wherever he's at, took a shot, ran away. Guy goes over there to try to take him out, but it ends up hitting a trap instead. And the whole thing basically felt like that the enemies were the flies. And he would always lead them toward a web of traps. That's basically how they felt. So his powers reflect this. In addition to being able to create a network of connections, allowing him to gather information about everything that goes on in hell, he also has the abilities of an actual spider, able to create webs and threads, threads, to rig up to several different traps an enemy hits one of those wires, they'll either explode, get stabbed with a bunch of poison darts, or he'll pull on his own strings that will cause other traps to activate, killing other people, though. In addition to this, he also has a really powerful sniper rifle that can even ricochet shots. Like, I'd imagined his amped up form or whatever ends up having him resemble more of a spider, where he's got like spider eyes everywhere and has like a perfect vision, able to see anyone and anything try to come at him. Though he operates similar to like you know how Widowmaker's ultimate is being able to see wherever her enemies are. It's basically like that, and he's able to just ricochet shots everywhere, having a bunch of traps rigged everywhere as well. Yeah, she's like the combination of Albert's the combination of the trick spider from reincarnated as a sword and Widowmaker from Overwatch. That's how I imagine his powers would be like, if he was an actual real character. That's just the idea I just wanted to get out there since the teaser for season 2 just came out.